My goal was to make a ship the 999 would be excited to fly. So said Consolidated Outland CEO and spacecraft fanboy Silas Kerner during a press conference unveiling the Mustang. From nearly the beginning of interplanetary travel, Squadron 999 has existed in some formal capacity. Their testing of a ship's technological limits and fearless piloting of experimental spacecraft have helped shepherd humanity out to the stars. While Squadron 42 is home to the UAE's best fighter pilots, Squadron 999 can lay claim to many of humanity's most courageous. The origins of Squadron 999 go back over 800 years. During the mid-2130s, Roberts Space Industries began testing the Zeus prototype, a short-range explorer that would eventually make history as the first commercially available spaceship. RSI's drive to bring people safely to the stars was an expensive gamble. A little over 50 years earlier, RSI had created the quantum core engine, capable of achieving 1/100th the speed of light, for the military. As time went on, civilians and various industries began petitioning to have the technology made available to the private sector. Fast forward to the launch of the Zeus prototype. RSI had been listening and worked to streamline the quantum drive enough to make it commercially viable. There were concerns, however, with the potential risk that would be involved with putting such a powerful technology into the hands of non-military trained pilots. The early test flights RSI conducted didn't ease that concern. The main issue RSI had with the Zeus during these test flights was its hull integrity. These problems culminated on the 23rd of the 6th, 2136, when, during a live flight that was being broadcast across the world, the hull of an early Zeus ship ripped apart as it left Earth's atmosphere, completely destroying the ship and killing the test pilot. The disaster shook people, and suddenly the horrifying dangers of space travel transcended the excitement of making it affordable and accessible. Desperate, RSI turned to the Navy and renowned test pilot Michel Solano for help in keeping the Zeus program alive. Solano, affectionately called Sal by her friends, had extensive experience with RSI's quantum core engine and held the honour of being the first pilot to quantum pass Jupiter. Solano had been pushing for the training of new test pilots who would be dedicated to cutting-edge spaceships. At the time, the people of Earth were very much alone in the universe. So while the Navy's space fleet was expanding, there was only a small wing of active pilots. Solano knew that as the civilian spaceflight market expanded to include quantum travel, the Navy would have to rapidly expand along with it to maintain its flight superiority. The Navy accepted Solano's plan, and the first incarnation of the 999th Test Squadron was born. Since the Test Squadron was created outside of the normal structure, the 999 designation was just supposed to be temporary until the unit could be properly assigned, but the number wound up sticking. After the deal was struck for Navy resources to be used to help RSI develop the commercial ship, Solano and her crew spent the first year demanding changes before she or any of her pilots would take a first test flight. She battled with RSI executives over the ship's hull and drove RSI to completely overhaul their design. Finally, on the 19th of the 3rd, 2137, Solano climbed inside the Zeus for her first test flight. The new Zeus had been worth the wait. At 15:09 standard Earth time, Solano safely touched down. It would require more testing, but thanks to 999's hard work, the release of the first commercial quantum drive-enabled ship had become an inevitability. RSI touted their success, and overnight, Solano became a media sensation. She was painted as a risk-taker, willing to sacrifice her life so all of humanity could go to the stars. Privately, Solano bristled at the portrayal and made it abundantly clear that she had all intentions of dying of old age and not during a test flight accident. As she famously said, "A test pilot's job isn't about taking risks, it's about achieving results. It's about safely landing again, just as much as it is about fearlessly flying forward." For 2 centuries, Solano's squadron was used to test ships for the military. They were the ones to put new ships through their paces and to create training protocols for those ships to be introduced into regular use. Their work was so important that when the UNE came into existence in 2380, The squadron was incorporated directly into the new naval structure with their 999 designation intact, one of the few squadrons that can make that claim. During the First Tavaran War, the 999 were the first to test variants of the Retaliator. Some in command demanded a rush on the needed ships going into active service immediately, but, thanks to his heroics at the Battle of Idris IV, a then Colonel Ivor Messer had enough clout to advise that the Retaliator's deployment be held until the 999 had signed off on them. Historians credit this move with saving hundreds of pilots' lives. A fatally flawed power transfer unit was discovered and fixed during the testing process. Today, the 999th Squadron is part of the 18th Battle Fleet and calls the Kronos system home. The squadron uses the system's vast expanse to test the next generation of military fighters. For centuries, the 999th Test Squadron had a reputation as home to some of the Navy's most courageous pilots, and the squadron's nickname, the Wreckless, fed to that repute. In Joyce Tute's History of the Squadron, Fearlessly Forward, the importance of that nickname was revealed. According to former members, the first question asked when interviewing to join the squadron was, "What does the Wreckless mean to you?" Most young pilots would talk about pushing ship speeds to the limit or sacrificing their safety for the benefit of humanity. These adrenaline junkies were weeded out and assigned elsewhere. Pilots who became part of the 999 usually understood something Selena was fond of saying: details matter. They looked at the squadron's nickname and noticed the W. The 999 is dedicated to pushing the limit while being wreckless, not reckless. It is recognition of these distinctions and details that has made the 999th Test Squadron one of the UEE Navy's truly elite assignments, and a vital part of improving human spaceflight for centuries.
It's 2023. There's no need for a VPN like NordVPN, right? In the modern era. Wrong. What's this, a Silent Hill styled ad? No, due to copyright, it's actually a Quiet Mound ad. But that siren means that someone's got my browsing data and hacked all my sanity away at Starbucks. Oh no, that guy's got a triangle on his head. Ah! I've never had a Silent Hill incident while using nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. By God, can you risk not having it? Well, probably, but why take the chance? NordVPN can help you access more content on the internet from more countries in a safer and more private way. It's an essential tool in your arsenal in 2023 against the legally distinct triangle head. Check out the links below for one hell of a deal. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For March, we are giving away an Argo Raft, the mighty little hauler that could. Soon, it should be able to make use of its 32 SCU cargo boxes, but in Alpha 3.18, it's going to have to make you some serious Alpha UEC from cargo hauling. It also comes with a game package and lifetime insurance, all you need to get started in your Star Citizen career. Thank you so much for watching this video and supporting the channel. Please consider becoming a YouTube member with the join button under our videos or using the links below Patreon. It really goes the extra mile to support us making daily content for Star Citizen. If you liked the video, be sure to like and subscribe and share it with your space friends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the verse.